I can't believe it's been a year and a half since you've been on the show.
Yeah, I know.
Last
It's
time I was like,
time,
you got to come back for part 2.
right? This is part 2.
A year and a half later, it's insane, and
Time
you're a parent
flies.
now.
I'm a parent now, and
So am
so
I.
are you. Yeah, we're parents.
So much has changed, but at the
Hmm.
same time, stayed the same.
Yeah, yeah, we're still kicking it with all our patients,
Mm-hmm.
providing good care and being learning and being good parents.
The best care, I feel like, though.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
provide the best care here. What has changed your practice since becoming a dad?
Um, that's a great question.
That's where I'm kicking this off with.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we've always seen pediatric patients, but
Mm-hmm.
now I just have a new outlook and appreciation for the parents because they're juggling so much from nutrition to supplements. Like even getting a
Everything.
supplement,
Yeah.
I never really thought about it in that much detail until it's in your shoes, and it's like
Yeah.
giving one, two, three things can be
It's
a
a big
challenge.
deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then if they don't like it, you spend all that money and then you're
Hmm.
trying to like change routine and hide them and
Yeah.
all of that. And sometimes they still won't take it. It can be
Yeah.
really hard.
And then just firsthand experiencing symptoms for
Mm-hmm.
my son, it's just like, oh well, XYZ, and let's do some testing and get some
Mm-hmm.
answers. And unfortunately, we haven't gotten many with our pediatrician, and so I
Yeah.
look to our toolkit to really solve some problems.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's been eye opening.
It has been.
Yeah.
I feel like that's why parents usually come to us, which you probably alluded to.
Yeah.
So we don't take the place of pediatrics, but we're a really nice adjunct. And
Complementary.
yeah, they just don't have
Yeah.
time, or you use the word toolkit to really do the work that we do.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have both if you can.
Yeah. Exactly. And our membership model allows
Mm-hmm.
to really test and spend that time with the parents and get
Yeah.
answers, do the education, but we need time to really see, what helps and what doesn't.
Yeah.
Um, a lot of what I'm seeing is gut and microbiome, as
Yeah. Yeah.
and like food and nutrition.
That
So
honestly is one of the questions that I have in my card is where do you start? And I feel like it's always gut.
yeah,
Just because, again, like to nobody's fault, that's just not happening in the traditional model. So when
yeah,
they come to us, doing a GI map can be
yeah.
such an easy place to start
Hmm.
to work on terrain in general.
And then I try, depending on the age of the patient, I try not to poke them. So like
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to do a blood draw
I
or
know.
even food sensitivity finger stick testing. But
Mm-hmm.
if they're a little older, then maybe, but I'll send them to professional pediatric blood draw stations, and it's
Yeah.
if we really need to. But
CCMC we've been
hmm
using.
hmm
Does the NutriEval have blood? I think it does.
it does.
But it's urine too, right?
It's urine,
I've been
plasma. Yep,
using that
yep.
more.
I also like just urine if we need to do, heavy metal,
Mm-hmm.
mold, all the fun stuff outside of gut too,
Mm-hmm.
environmental. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, what are you seeing? What kind of cases are you seeing in practice overall?
I feel like the people or the parents that come to us are looking for support with skin
Mm-hmm.
is one thing, and then behavior. And sometimes you see those parallel with
Yeah,
one another. So you said this on our last podcast too, that the gut is the window into the rest of your health, specifically with skin.
yeah,
And I feel like I say that to parents all the time because it's a metaphor. It's just something that you can like wrap your head around, you know what
right,
I mean?
right.
So starting in the gut, I feel like 10 out of 10 times for
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
But yeah, skin, eczema, skin stuff, and then behavioral. And then when Liz was on the podcast a couple weeks ago, we talked briefly about pandas.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that we see a bit of too.
Yeah,
How about you?
just recurrent chronic infections. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just kind of along those lines. Skin is a big one.
Yeah.
A lot of eczema.
Yeah.
Um, sometimes even like teenagers, acne, of course,
Yeah.
but like, the eczema is a big one, and psoriasis even.
Mm-hmm.
But food, the food is big. The food intro is big.
Yeah.
I'm learning a lot about formulas and just
Mm-hmm.
like, and even if, kids are breastfed, natural birth, I'm still seeing eczema, like
Yeah.
despite that too. So it's a little more eye opening now of like,
Oh, we
okay, we
should get
still
in
gotta
there. I want to
do
know
some
what you've
work.
learned about formula
Yeah,
versus
yeah. So and
other options.
on a personal front, we had to intro formula earlier for my son, and there's been a lot of recalls at some of the
Mm-hmm.
brands in the States and stuff, and
A
we
lot
were
more
just a
than
little
I feel
more,
like ever.
yeah. And so we were a little bit more cautious, and I
Mm-hmm.
actually ended up buying a European formula and then starting with goat milk first.
Yep.
That was more of a just like, let's just try that first
Yeah.
instead of going cow milk dairy first. And he loved it. Like he just, he just did beautifully with it. And
Good.
we kind of delayed our dairy intro a little bit. And, now he tolerates it pretty well without any. Dairy's the biggest. What I'm seeing is just dairy is a big.
Trigger for kids.
Mm-hmm.
Was the goat intention to introduce, is it a smaller protein,
Yeah.
which is easier to
Yeah.
digest? Okay.
Exactly. And also just it's cool to have a cleaner source. So
Yeah.
we found a website that'll just ship directly from Europe. It's
Yeah.
in like 2 days. It's awesome.
That's
So,
awesome. We
um,
used formula too early, like the first couple days, because my milk didn't come in and it was just easier to
yeah,
do like combo feeding for a bit.
totally.
And I chose, gosh, what is it? Hip.
Yep.
And I think it's,
Yeah, that's one of the
is it
good brands.
German?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
did I tell you the story? So funny.
I don't
It
think so.
was like overnight, I think like night 3 at home. It was like 2 a.m. And we were just doing colostrum that I started to express prior to this. And Winnie was going nuts. And oh my God, poor Brian. I sent him downstairs to get a bottle of formula. He looks so serious right now. You're like, what's coming?
Yeah, I want to know.
So he looks at the formula can, and it's literally in German.
Uh,
And it's like 2 a.m. And he's like,
he's like, what am I
oh
doing?
my God, what
Yeah,
am I going to do?
yeah.
Thank God for chat.
I know, but it's good stuff.
Yeah, it was
We
great. She
used
loved it. We used it for a couple days
we
and
used
then,
Kendamil from UK, and I trust them all honestly, and they're
yeah.
pretty regulated, and um, I think my son's almost 1 soon, so I think we're gonna phase out of formula, and he's loving food, so
That's awesome.
he's a good
Yeah,
eater. So
that's great. Are you doing any type of like particular approach with food? Just curious.
we introed everything, and we just kind of did it low and slow.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's always the best way with pediatric population is just
Yeah.
go low. We do the same thing with adults when we do an elimination diet, and I like
Mm-hmm.
introing one at a time and giving it a few days
Yep.
to really kind of assess what's triggering or not. But we did everything, all the big allergens, and I think the key is variety.
Mm-hmm.
Just keeping that variety going instead of doing the same stuff all the time.
And early, right?
Early, yeah, too early can be a problem with immune system. Could just freaking out sometimes. So
Okay.
I think we waited till he was. Mm, now it's all a blur, as you know.
I know.
I think like 4 to 6 months of just like 6 months was the big one where we did most of the solids.
Okay.
But I think we did a couple things early, mostly like animal-based proteins, just for fun, and he loved it. Fats,
Mm-hmm.
fats the most important with
Iron and fat,
protein.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Is it the
People
big
think.
five?
Mm-hmm.
For
Yeah,
those that don't know, I'm sure most parents know, but allergens that you introduce, it's
yeah.
like, well, I don't know. Is it the same for adults? Because we talk about gluten, dairy, soy,
Mm-hmm.
corn. It's the
Mm-hmm.
last one.
Shellfish, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe that's not the last one, but
He
I
did
know that's.
okay with all of them?
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Yeah.
Good for
We
him.
actually, well, we didn't do one yet. I'll be
Oh,
honest.
what is it? Peanut?
We didn't do gluten yet.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
well.
peanut's the last one,
Okay.
not shellfish.
Yeah.
But we didn't do gluten yet only because I'm gluten sensitive and my wife is too. So we
Yeah.
just like let's give it a little more time because we mostly eat gluten free anyways, and
Mm-hmm.
he's just eating what we're eating. So,
That makes sense.
but I think he'll be fine. It was just kind of a whatever thing.
Yeah,
So.
delaying it a bit.
Mhm.
Did you do any gut testing with him yet, or are you
No,
anticipating
now I was
it?
just thinking about it too because
Yeah.
we are seeing a little bit of eczema here and there,
Okay.
but then he responds well to just, you know, cleaning up the diet again or food,
Mm-hmm.
topicals. We're doing some nice lotions and he says it clears up easy.
Yeah.
But I think part
Good.
of like the skin is like which I haven't really realized, but as the infants are just continuing to evolve, that
Mm-hmm.
sometimes eczema is a natural process anyways, especially with food,
Mm-hmm.
but it hasn't been bad enough where I
Mm-hmm.
have done any testing with him yet.
The
But
microbiome is evolving,
yeah,
right? And it
it's
always, and I
yeah.
believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, but kids especially, they're so adaptable early on. And
Mhm.
is it around year 3 that their microbiome is more established?
I believe so.
There's
Yeah.
never a wrong time, though, is
Yeah.
the moral of the story
Yeah. And
to
then just
look.
everybody's different,
Mm-hmm.
as well. So it's like some
Yeah.
kids are just, resilient to a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Some aren't, and so we have to kind of meet them where they're at,
Yeah.
which is kind of what we do with our patient, our pediatric population, is just
Yeah.
see what's up.
Yeah. Well, I think
So,
that's different from our approach too, is that we're trying to understand how to be more proactive and
hmm
avoid eczema flares, if we're talking about that specifically, versus like traditionally it's more reactive, right? Like
right.
treating when is it the rash shows up.
Yeah.
So taking understanding or taking a look to understand what's going on in the microbiome, how we can support that and move the milieu in a more positive
It's a
direction.
great word.
Yeah, right? You know what I mean, though?
Yeah.
Because there's certain things that you could
Totally.
do, fiber, probiotic, but
Yeah.
even a probiotic that can be beneficial for one person can be problematic in someone
Right.
else's gut. So
Right.
it's better to look and
Yeah.
see.
Actually try not to do too much
Yeah,
on the supplement front
yeah,
with kids, because again, like the giving it to them can be an issue, but also just like then you don't know what's helping them, what isn't.
yeah. Well,
So
food is medicine,
yeah,
right? And sometimes we tried to use probiotics early with Winnie and it made her worse, made her
yeah,
really constipated. And when kids are constipated, it's like they're
right,
so angry and
right.
like so irritable. So
Yeah, it's not fun.
it just wasn't the right step for her.
Right.
And that can be a similar experience for other parents too,
Yeah.
trying to introduce stuff more blindly.
Now that I think about it, I think we did intro with bone broth first
Mm-hmm.
for X amount of time. I forget how long we did just bone broth for a little bit with formula.
That's great.
And then we just did fatty foods
Mm-hmm.
and then the major allergens after that. So it's like priming
Yeah.
the terrain
Mm-hmm.
and just making sure nothing happens
Yeah.
initially and then just going low and slow with it.
Did you add
But
it to formula bottles, the
um
bone broth, or was that
mm-mm,
separate?
separate.
Okay.
Separate.
Just curious.
We did use an infant probiotic though and he tolerated it well.
He did. Which
But
one?
that was
Just
just
curious.
we used the Designs for Health one.
Okay. I
Uh,
used the Therababy, I think.
yeah, yeah, from
It
Claire.
made her so angry. Didn't work
I
out.
didn't I didn't look at that one, but I just went with one I've seen used often.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been giving it now to a lot of my own kind of pediatric population.
Yeah.
It seems to be good. And even if you go low and slow instead of just using the whole thing
Yep.
a day, you can just start like half a stick daily,
Oh my gosh, you could do like
even a tiny amount.
yeah, a
Yeah,
tiny, 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 like every other day, even
yeah,
just to start. We tried that and then
yeah.
it just got should be too much. But something that I am doing for her, and this might be something that we can talk about a little bit, but is it B infantis, that strain that moms can take? And
Oh,
that
I know. Go
can
through.
help, yeah, that can
Yeah,
help to seed, I think, even through like skin to skin.
yeah.
I might have that wrong, but yeah,
Bifidobacterium.
Bifidobacterium infantis, I want to say. And I don't know which strain specifically, but I know that there's some research to support third trimester use of certain strains
Mm-hmm.
to avoid the triad.
Oh,
That's what is that? Dermatitis, asthma.
asthma and
Is it eczema? Is that the third? Or is dermatitis and eczema the same thing?
I think same one.
Either way,
Asthma,
you know what I'm saying.
just
Allergic like,
atopy.
yeah,
Yeah,
allergic like disorders. There's certain
right.
strains that you can take in the third trimester. How cool is that?
It's awesome.
Metagenics, I think, is
I
where I
feel like it
learned
should be
that.
standard of care,
I know. And
but
it's
it's like
not.
it's not, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I feel like along with a really good we didn't even talk about
Mm-hmm.
prenatals,
I know.
postnatals, but that can help a ton with
I'm like sweating because
postpartum.
I did so bad with prenatals.
It's hard because a lot of the good ones are like 8 capsules a
Eight
day.
caps, I know. I just got to a point where I was so nauseous that the
It's a
thought of
lot.
me taking a capsule
Yeah, it's a lot.
was, I couldn't.
I
I was
think,
doing drips at the time though, so I feel like
yeah,
that's the thing
there's
that.
some brands making powders now, like
Mm-hmm.
smoothies. I'll use those sometimes with some of my moms who just can't swallow another capsule.
You're right. Seeking
So,
Health has a good one, right? It's back.
is it back?
I think it is. Yeah.
They make a great one, and
Mm-hmm.
Needed, I think, makes a good one
I
too.
use Needed a ton.
Yeah, yeah. They got some good stuff lately. I think
Yeah.
they're on full script for us for our
They
patients.
are on full
So,
script. They are.
and then I've been using Seed as well a lot
Mm-hmm.
for pediatric, the sachet, so
I
the
love
powder.
that. Well, seed is it inulin also, which is
And
going to
then
feed the microbiome.
yeah, there's some prebiotic, and then it's for 3 years and older.
Awesome.
So I can't use it with infants, but I've been using it with kind of the toddlers and beyond.
Yeah.
It's been helping a lot though with
Motility.
motility. Motility is the big one
Mm-hmm.
with
Well,
skin too. I
that's,
forgot to
would you say
mention. So
that's like one of the, what's the word? Not trigger variables, I guess, in
yeah,
terms of what we can manipulate to
yeah,
support skin health overall. If your baby is or child is more constipated, that can be a
yeah,
parallel that we see with
yeah.
kids.
And sometimes I'll even use again food for motility too,
Mm-hmm.
depending on their age. But like good old prunes,
Yeah.
prune juice, just a little bit. But
Pear juice,
pear, yeah,
chia seed pudding,
yep,
I'll use.
yep. And then a lot of even. I mean, I'll do a little bit of like low dose magnesium
Me too. Yeah.
citrate powder
Mm-hmm.
in the milk sometimes if we really need to.
Yeah.
But motility, can help a lot with detox and skin, obviously. So
Yeah.
that's an easier one to really just try
Mm-hmm.
to fix first
Yeah. I love that.
while waiting for your lab
Yeah.
results.
No, I know. Well, labs, I just feel like expedite the whole experience
Yeah,
because you can try a lot of things and that's not necessarily wrong.
right.
But if you have insight, you can make better decisions moving forward
Yeah,
and be the difference between like maybe even a couple months of like trial and error, which is when your kid is sick or not feeling well, it's kind of a long time to wait.
yeah. I know. I know. I try to do stuff right away while we wait for the labs, just kind of
Mm-hmm.
like checking all the boxes a little bit,
Yeah.
taking it one step at a time.
Yeah.
But I do have to give props to all the moms, obviously, because I'm seeing it firsthand of like what it takes to
Mm-hmm.
feed your baby alone if you're breastfeeding or pumping. I mean, the pumping was it's a lot. So,
So hard. We're
but
4 months. 4 months of pumping and nursing.
yeah,
Can't
I
drink
mean,
enough water.
what I wanted to say is like, I know we always talk about like breastfeeding and breast milk and stuff, but like I think any time is a good time. Like if a mom could breastfeed for a month, I think that's great, versus doesn't have to be 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, just like whatever you can do for your body and for your sanity and mood, and
You're
postpartum.
so
So
right.
it's like, and then we have our toolkit again to really pick up the pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And then I realized like when kids grow up, they're just surrounded by junk food anyways, and it's just like all this work
Just do the
for
best
our
with what you
world out
have.
there, and it's just like kids are resilient.
They
So
are.
it's just something I've really taken away from being a new dad, of like being in the trenches with the moms, because it's like, I see it. So
Mm-hmm.
I never understood it until being in it. So
Yeah, me too. Definitely. I think, like you said, anything that you can do is positive,
yeah,
and it doesn't need to be that much or that long for
yeah,
them to reap benefits from it.
right. I think there's a lot of noise about it,
There is.
good and bad, and that's why I wanted to mention it, is like, just do what's best for you and your family, and
Yeah.
there's
There's
always
a
going
lot
to
of
be.
guilt around it too, I think,
Hmm.
or a lot of, like you said, noise and
Yeah,
opinions, and even well-intentioned opinions, I think,
right.
that can be heavy and hard to
Hmm.
hear every single day around feeding and nursing and all of that.
And then you
So I
add
like that you said that.
another kid to the equation. I don't even know
Mhm.
that,
Mhm.
and we got one so far, so it's like,
We're lucky.
props
We're
to, again,
lucky.
props to the all the moms and dads out there
I love
doing
that
their
you said
best.
that because that was one of my questions too. Like, what changed your thinking since becoming a dad and becoming a parent, and just your even like preconception around like feeding and nursing and formula, all of that.
Yeah,
It sounds like has changed.
yeah, because I went in with a certain expectation, I should say, but obviously
Mhm.
it's not, me feeding and just like, and then my son had a tongue, lip,
Mm-hmm.
and a cheek tie. He had all three.
Us too.
So we did
Mm-hmm.
the laser, and it like helped a little bit, but I don't think it helped his feeding at all. So it's just he did really well with the bottle, but like
Mm-hmm.
that whole roller coaster of like,
That was a roller coaster.
you know. So, and I think that's so common now. Is I didn't
It
realize
is.
how common it is.
Mm-hmm.
But then I read some literature about all the folic acid, and could be one. It's a theory, but like
Really?
all the extra folic acid can be like propelling some of the ties.
Okay.
But
That's so
you know,
interesting that you said that because it's something that I've heard of, but
yeah, yeah, that's what I was just
wasn't necessarily like prepared for it. And then when we were going through it too, I remember texting you one night, like really scared about the whole procedure. And I
yeah,
didn't really feel like I don't know, had the support that I needed going
yeah,
into it. And it
yeah.
was like, is this the right decision? Should we put her
Hmm.
through this? But she also had a lip, two cheeks, and the tongue also.
Yep.
And we knew because of the way that she was presenting it with the lactation consultant. I'm not going to be able to speak to it cleanly, but she was able to diagnose it like pretty
Pretty
early
quick.
on. But then I also had I guess, an experience that like people that I knew didn't have access to lactation. So if you didn't move through those proper channels, and you would just never know
Wouldn't know.
and struggle.
Yeah,
She really did well after we had it released, and then she did improve her latch,
love
and
it.
yeah.
That's what I see is like most people benefit from it, or most
Mm-hmm.
babies, and then to the ones that don't, it still benefits them later on when they're still
Yeah.
able to, take the bottle, or just even food,
Mm-hmm.
food intro, they're still chew better and all that, breathe better.
Yep.
I'm really
Airway.
fascinated by the airway stuff because
Yeah.
it really is a big deal with not just dental health, but like,
Oxygen is life.
yeah, energy,
Mm-hmm.
mental clarity, like as they get older. And I think about the kids with like mood, ADHD and ADD. Like I wonder if, one aspect is like mouth breathing and just like oxygenation, a lot of sinus issues and stuff like that, ear
Mm-hmm.
infections, you
I
know.
know we're talking about kids, but the amount of sleep studies that I've been ordering recently or recommending, it's important. So there's any chance that a frenectomy can help
Yeah,
avoid any type of sleep apnea or
yeah.
issues with oxygenation, it's worth it.
I don't know if you've seen my plans lately, but I recommend this for like every adult. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do see your plans, and you're talking about mouth taping, I'm sure.
Mouth taping,
Hmm.
and I love the breathing device, the intake.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just been a game changer for me personally, and I was like, let me just
Yeah.
throw this on my son.
Yeah.
It's like, nah,
That's
I'm
funny.
not doing that. But I think eventually he might if I kind of want to observe how he breathes in his sleep, as he gets older. But
Hmm.
that was a big deal with me personally, even as a kid, and
Hmm.
I think that's what propelled a lot of my cavities along with
Me too. Well,
nutrition,
I feel like my like gut dysbiosis.
right? And nutrition as a whole.
Hmm.
But I think the mouth breathing was a big propeller of
Agreed.
cavities. So, but it's crazy because it's all connected. It's not just one thing.
It is.
But appreciating that now, I'm working with a biological dentist, and
Nice.
it's just been a game changer with the
You personally or for your son? Or
me
for the
personally,
fam? Okay.
yeah, my wife and I. But
Nice.
I mean, my son's got two teeth.
Yeah.
He's getting there.
I'm
Yeah,
more
he's
of
teething
a
right now. So
I'm more of a CPAP girlly. For
yeah,
well, my adult patients, you
yeah,
can't
yeah,
throw a
totally,
CPAP on a
totally.
child,
No, the
but
sleep studies are huge.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but
That's cool.
most, a lot of metabolic health too for that,
Mm-hmm.
as you know. So
Oh yeah, well you can see your blood pressure drop too, right?
yeah.
With better oxygenation overnight
Mm-hmm.
for adults.
Blood sugar.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I talk about too now. So
I know.
being through it
Even
myself.
for
So
kids though.
yeah,
Spending time talking about insulin sensitivity, and I mean, I think we're all tired of the protein conversation, but just like going
right.
back even to like the fiber piece
Yeah,
can be really helpful.
yep. And I was thinking about recently, like with the summer right now, I am seeing a lot more immune activity
Mm-hmm.
in kids. So like just like runny nose,
Yeah.
ear infections,
Mm-hmm.
just crud all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what would I do with my own son to like really foster a healthy immune system
Yeah.
besides gut,
Yeah.
you know. And I read some studies about, there's a Japanese study where, you know, I think a lot of the school kids, when they get home, they'll gargle salt water,
Mm-hmm.
and that alone like can minimize a lot of viral, you know,
Mm-hmm.
viral activity.
Or like the neti pot situation
Yeah,
where you're flushing allergens out. I feel
yeah,
like
the
that can
nasal
be.
rinse. I'm a big
Mm-hmm.
fan of the saline sprays
Mm-hmm.
too for kids if that's easier.
Mm-hmm.
But just little things, and then we got a bunch of great immune tinctures
Mm-hmm.
that actually taste kind of good, and I think they make a couple gummies now too. But
Interesting. Tell me the tinctures that taste good because that's hard to come by.
I think
The
it's,
Avenger one?
yeah,
I
yeah,
knew
that
you were
one.
going to say that. Really?
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
there's Vital makes a berry powder,
Okay. Cool,
kids
cool.
immune berry powder. That was a hit with one of my patients. And then I've been using a lot of, I think, Herb Farm Kids.
Mm-hmm.
But like elderberry kind of tastes good in
It
general. So if
does.
you do like a really good elderberry, glycerite would be kind of good. It's a little sweeter.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, it's August in Connecticut, which is summer still, but like you think
Mm-hmm.
about like the few months ahead of
It's
like,
coming.
yeah, yeah. So, but you know, it's all gut first.
Yeah.
So,
So that's where you would start
hmm,
with testing and then little tweaks at home to like well, our kids can't really gargle just yet, but you could use
yeah,
saline
later on.
sprays. Yeah.
Hmm, yep. Um, and then actually, this is kind of silly, but like it might sound silly, but when your kid gets home from school, just have them take a shower,
Yeah.
just to
Change.
like, yeah, change, take a shower, just to like
Mm-hmm.
rinse off any germs and stuff, and just like crud.
Yeah.
But then you could do the saline rinse and gargle for the toddlers and beyond. So
Yeah.
but it all like
It adds up.
compounds. Yeah,
Yeah. All of
yeah,
those little things can be really helpful.
yeah,
Even sometimes, this is also seemingly silly, but when kids sleep with pets, sometimes, like that can be problematic just because the pets are outside and they pick up all of the
yeah,
allergens and then they're kind of like in it for the whole
yeah,
night. So I
yeah.
know
That
it's
goes
like
into a
kind of a
whole
sad
environmental combo of like
mm-hmm,
air
triggers.
filters,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and just like all the pillars, hydration and good food and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So
Air filters. I haven't bought one until I had a kid. And
yeah,
then now,
yeah, I know. It's like
now I have
you
them.
try your best, and then you realize
Mm-hmm.
there's still room to. That's the thing with what we do is like there's
Yeah.
so many things,
Mm-hmm.
but like do what you can, and like we'll still keep exploring anything we're missing. So
I think that's how we can help our patients too and our parents is that
yeah,
we can help them make decisions in terms of like there's a lot of right ways and a lot
hmm,
of supportive things, but what are the items or the actions that are going to be most meaningful
yeah,
for your kid and your family?
yeah,
So it might not make sense for, I don't know, one person to invest in the tinctures, but maybe it's the air doctor or something like
yeah,
that.
yeah. That's why I really go by progress too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, is what we're doing helping you? What, or is it just not? And we'll kind of pivot to,
Yeah.
you know, step two of the plan. So
How do you measure progress?
it's
Mm-hmm.
uh different for everybody, but
Yeah.
mostly symptoms,
Yeah.
you know, but also for kids too. Oh, actually, this is another combo if you want to talk about it, but
Yeah.
I'm not
Of
the.
course I do.
I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of like growth charts in general.
Mm,
You know what I mean? It's
that's a hot
like,
take.
yeah, I know it's important, but I don't think
Mm-hmm.
it's end all be all of like, hey, my kid's in the 20th percentile of I get it for the standards of growth in general,
Mm-hmm.
but I think there's so many variables to,
Their health.
height and weight and their health that it's not that I'm against it by any means. It's just I think they can scare parents, and that's what happened with me and a few other. It's just like you tend to freak out, and then you just like
Yeah.
overdo it with food or whatever, and it's just like I don't, because it ends up being okay. Usually is what I
Yeah.
see. So
Yeah. No,
that's
I
just
get
a
it.
quick side
Side
rant.
note.
Yeah, but
I think
you know.
that's with any piece of data, though, right? It's like
Yeah, I
you
guess
don't want
even
to
the
put,
labs we do,
yeah, the labs that we
you
do,
know.
it makes me think about with adults more with like BMI. Like
Yeah,
it's a measure that we'll take, but we're not
yeah,
necessarily like putting all our eggs in,
yeah.
one basket.
That's a really good point.
I think it's worth parents
It's
to
data.
hear that, though.
It's
You know what I
data,
mean?
and we can track progress,
Mm-hmm.
which I get that vibe.
It's more of,
But
looking at trends, but, one snapshot in time isn't
hmm
necessarily going to be
yeah,
good or bad.
right, right. That was just a quick note I wanted to talk about because I don't know. I feel like for certain kids, they're doing just fine.
Yeah. And there's
You
so
know?
much more to the story
Yeah,
versus like one
yeah.
measure.
Or if like both of the parents, for example, are like tiny individuals,
Yeah.
like I
Like
don't think the baby's gonna
smaller.
be like
Yeah.
overweight. You know,
Yeah.
it's just like it's just an interesting concept. But I get the concept, obviously.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned that you're tracking symptoms more for progress. What
Yep.
about the opposite? Is there any symptom that would pause you and have you say, we have to go deeper with this? Other than the obvious, like I think we've been on
Yeah.
this conversation around eczema and how
Yeah.
like parents come to us or we're looking deeper, looking at the gut. We touched on food sensitivities. What
Well,
other
if it's
symptoms are like a red flag, I guess?
for environmental stuff, I mean, I think about mold is a big one
Mm-hmm.
nowadays, and heavy metals and solvents and stuff. So I like
Mm-hmm.
to look at the whole environment in the home.
Okay.
If also the parents have symptoms too,
Yeah. So if symptoms
you
aren't
know,
getting better, you would
right,
think about those things in the environment.
right,
And that's what we can offer here.
yeah,
Okay.
testing too,
Mm-hmm.
and then even like food sensitivities, but also allergies too sometimes. So
Mm-hmm.
like I am a big fan of like doing allergy testing
Oh, let's
if you
talk
really
about the
need to.
difference between those. Sorry
Yeah,
to like bounce
yeah,
around a
yeah,
little bit, but I feel like that would be really helpful for parents to understand that there is a difference between food allergies and food sensitivities.
yeah, yeah. Allergies are pretty intense and immediate, right? You
Yeah.
think about hives,
Mm-hmm.
respiratory stuff, wheezing,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Your IgE response, right?
yeah, just histamine in general, and just
Mm-hmm.
like that requires immediate treatment and testing
Mm-hmm.
ASAP at an allergist to really do to get the answers.
Mm-hmm.
I have seen, I don't know if you've seen this enough, but like some of the IgEs can go away
Mm-hmm.
because babies' immune systems are so young and not mature and
Immature.
like
Yeah.
yeah, and so like those can change. I have seen that.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't want parents to just be scared they can't eat this forever,
Yeah.
So like, but allergies are, you know, more intense and life threatening. So just avoiding those until we kind of get a handle on things.
Mm-hmm.
Sensitivities are different where our testing's different too. Like we'll do, it's usually blood.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. The finger stick blood test can be a lot
Yeah.
for kids. So like, it just
I know.
depends, but we do, depending on the labs, we'll test like 75 to like 150 or more
Or
foods.
more. Yeah.
But these are foods where the lab will take the blood and intro it to the food proteins, and then they'll measure the reactions that are happening. So there's different levels of how reactive the foods are, like a +4 to 3 to 2 to 1. And so usually I'll cut out the +3 or 4 foods for 3 to 6 months, sometimes longer. But a sensitivity is, hey, I eat this food, and anywhere from like 30 minutes to like the next day later, I'm having symptoms or just it's causing inflammation. We don't know why. So the skin is the perfect. We always go back to the skin, but the skin's the
Yeah.
best example. Is like, he or she was fine, and then 2 days later the eczema flared up. But then you kind of backtrack and look at a food diary or food log, and
Mm-hmm.
you can kind of see like it could have been this food. It's so hard though with the food.
So hard because it's a delayed reaction,
Right.
right? So
Right. Yeah.
you think that one food could be fine because it wasn't like an immediate thing. But with food sensitivities, that's what you said. It's like 2 days later
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's hard to
The
put
testing is a
that.
good guide.
It's a
You
good
know.
guide. I think, especially for parents too, because with adults, we can try just a broad elimination, right, without testing
Yeah.
and to slowly reintroduce that way. But with kids, it's really hard to restrict their diet in that way. So having more insight in terms of like what they're reacting to, I think can
Yeah.
be helpful in those circumstances. I didn't really do a ton of that testing until you came into my life.
I well, I like all labs,
Yeah.
so but I try to pick and choose sometimes
Mm-hmm.
because, things can add up. But,
I know.
sometimes you could do IgG in blood,
Mm-hmm.
but then you got to pick each food individually. That's kind of annoying. So, but
Yeah.
you could do like heavier foods. But it's a guide. It's not like,
Yeah.
hey, I have to avoid this food forever. But like all labs, it's a snapshot of the immune system.
Yeah. Well, it's an opportunity, right, to remove the bigger drivers of inflammation
Yeah.
while we work on healing and sealing the gut wall.
Right.
And that's just, one facet of it. But if
Yeah.
there's other triggers too, food infection toxin is what my mentor always used to say.
Food infection. Yeah.
Something is triggering to the immune system when there's eczema or even like other inflammatory
Right.
processes.
Yeah. And that's what conventionally is just suppressing works, but
Right.
is
Till it
it going to help
doesn't.
long term? Right. It's just things worsen, or
Mm-hmm.
you stop taking anti-inflammatory or a topical, and things just come back even worse sometimes.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's like putting out a
It's really
fire,
tough.
temporarily, essentially. But
Yeah. Well, I think there's room for both approaches too, right? Like if
totally.
your child has a raging eczema
Yeah.
flare, like
Yeah. We don't
go for
want them
the
to suffer.
yeah, go
Yeah.
for the steroids, but
Yeah.
then
I've seen some pretty bad cases where totally need it.
it's worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, at that
Yeah.
moment. And then when they're hopefully more stable and there's a little bit more like mental bandwidth, you can
Right.
do some of this other stuff.
Right.
But if we can work on gut and removing those drivers of inflammation, we often see improvement.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the best part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes inflammation too, I know we're spending a lot of time talking about skin, but sometimes inflammation can be more behavioral too, right? So if there's inflammation in the gut, you can see behavior challenges, more explosive behavior, or just difficulty in general.
Yeah.
Just because if there's inflammation in the gut, there's a possibility that it can affect the brain too.
Big time. Yeah. So we think about ADHD, ADD,
Mm-hmm.
OCD tendencies,
Mm-hmm.
and just like defiance and just like very
Mm-hmm.
impulsive. I think of like chronic infections, leaky gut all the
Mm-hmm.
time, and then food sensitivities.
Mm-hmm.
And even if we can tackle like one or two of those things, any level of improvement
Mm-hmm.
helps the parents, and
Yeah.
helps the child as a whole. So,
Yeah.
but it's a lot with all the factors.
Yeah.
So,
It can be a lot to kind of digest at once. So being more stepwise with this type of care, I think is really important too for
yeah,
parents, because a lot of times we're kind of like the last stop,
yeah,
that they've seen specialists and they've been back and forth with pediatricians. So by the time that parents come in here with kids, it can be more of like a last hope vibes.
right,
So it
right.
can feel overwhelming with all that
All
we
of
can
info.
do.
Yeah,
Yeah. So going back to, I think I kind of touched on this, or you scratched the surface, that we have to help navigate those decisions. That's a
yeah,
big part of what we do.
definitely. I mean, I really try not to. I try to be practical
Mm-hmm.
the best I can.
Yeah.
I like to think we don't recommend a laundry list of stuff to do,
Yeah.
which is very common in the medicine itself, because
Yeah.
it all adds, it all just kind of like, it all matters, but
It does.
things compound better in time if the more you do them. So,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And it takes time. That's
Yeah,
why we have that
that's
membership,
a really good
right?
point. Yeah, that's a really good point. I think some people they want a quick fix, but that's not usually us unless we're doing something prescriptive just for relief. But
Mm-hmm.
a lot of what we do takes time. But
Yeah.
I feel like 3 to 6 months. The 6 months obviously is ideal, which is the length of our membership. It's just a great
Mm-hmm.
amount of time to
Commit.
commit and work towards it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, even beyond that, though, a year would be better. But
yeah,
6 months is like,
for
okay,
kids, yeah, for
I'm
kids,
on
yeah,
board, you're
yeah.
on board.
Yeah.
Let's do
And
this thing.
now that we're in it, it's like so much has changed in our kids' health and immune system in a year alone.
Mm-hmm.
Like imagine that next leap of 1 year to 2 years. It's just like crazy to think about.
I know.
So much changes.
So much changes. When he's 4 months
Yeah.
and she seems like a different human
Yeah.
than when she first came out.
It's incredible. It's
Yeah.
incredible. It's really eye opening to experience it firsthand again. It's just like I'm loving it.
Me
So
too. I
yeah,
am too. Are you guys doing any type of supplements right now with your
we are.
son?
We are. We're doing simple vitamin D
Yeah.
drops, probiotic.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's pretty much it right now. And then he's doing formula still, but he's almost out of that
Mm-hmm.
into just solo food soon. But a
We're
lot of
doing
food as
D.
medicine too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you're right.
just a lot of good fats, proteins, fruits and veggies, just having at it. I wish you got to see him, come see him eat. He's hilarious.
I can't wait to meet him.
He's a loud eater.
Is he?
He goes, for like every bite he takes. It's hilarious. But I
Loves
guess
it.
I guess I was like that too because you got it from somewhere.
Yeah.
So I love food and I make noises. I guess when I eat sometimes
It's
it's
like
just
real time feedback.
right, right.
Something is hitting.
Yeah, I was like, I wonder how long he's gonna be doing this for. Maybe till he's older. But
Compliments to the chef.
yeah,
You said you're doing most of the cooking at home?
we do
Okay.
combo, but I love to cook, so I'll
Yeah.
chef it up a few 3-4 times a week. So it's just fun.
Nice.
It's fun.
I used to do a lot more cooking. Now I don't. Brian
We usually do
spearheads that effort.
smoothies for breakfast,
Mm-hmm.
anyway, so that's easy.
For the whole
Um,
fam.
he likes them, but he does more. Like we've been doing these little bakes of like sweet potato and
Mm-hmm.
something else, flax, chia, in just little squares.
Yeah.
And he loves those in the morning. And then we'll do whatever we're eating for lunch and dinner, and just he's still doing milk too. So yeah,
Good.
but it's fun. Yeah, he loves it all. So
I can't wait. It's gonna be such a fun time introducing food. We're
yeah,
close, right? When did you guys start?
we started at like
5, 6?
6 months. Yeah,
Okay.
but we did a lot of bone broth, like I said, first for a
Mm-hmm.
while. So yeah.
Bone marrow, I've heard you can do.
Mhm. Mhm. And he likes grass-fed ghee,
Nice.
butter, just all the heavy
It's
hitters
good.
for healthy fats.
Yeah.
I saw something about like putting butter in milk in the evening
I've
bottle just
seen
for
that
longer
too.
sleep.
Yeah. That's funny that you said that. I was gonna say
Yeah,
that.
but
Just keeps them fuller for longer, I'm
yeah,
assuming.
yeah, it's just more fat.
Yeah.
We haven't really done it because we had to do sleep training with him because
Yeah.
he needed it and he wanted it. So
Yeah.
we did that, and he's a great sleeper from that. But
Did you get
um,
butyrate? Is that right
yeah,
with butter?
yep, yep, and ghee.
Mm-hmm.
But
Got lining support.
mm-hmm, big time, and he loves avocado and you know wild caught salmon, just all the good stuff.
Good for
So
him.
but that'll be Winnie soon. So
Hopefully. We're doing vitamin D. I tried DHA, but I think it upset her belly. I think it was
mm.
just too fatty. And then I
Yeah,
mentioned I
he
tried.
didn't like DHA actually, but
It's just so
maybe
much oil, I think.
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. I think once you start enjoying solids, it's easier,
Yeah, I saved it. I'm gonna try it again.
especially if you do like sardines or something
Yeah.
fishy.
I want her to get big
Sardines.
brains, is what I keep saying. So I'm gonna try again. And then I tried the probiotic with her. She didn't love it, so I'm taking one now, and hopefully she's getting
Nice,
some
nice. Yeah,
through me,
yeah,
skin to skin, chest to chest, that stuff.
love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a lot to
A lot of right ways.
right ways, and there's just a lot to just try to keep doing your best. That's what we're doing, and
Yeah,
you know, the kids are resilient. So
they are. And
it's
like we
it's
said, there's never a bad time to start this work.
yeah.
Seriously, the microbiome is adaptable and
Hmm.
there's opportunity. We talked a lot about testing with the gut skin access. Let's talk about treatment, what that
Yeah.
actually looks like, hypothetically, or unless there's a patient that you want to
Um,
case study.
Depending on the age of the child, like there's not a lot I do that's too aggressive when they're
Hmm.
like less than 1.
This is for your patient with eczema.
Hmm.
Okay.
Just because like we don't want to do a lot of like killing stuff off in the
Right,
gut,
right. It's more like
because
gentle
gentle.
modulation.
Yeah, but like usually 2 and older is best, but like 1 to 2, I've still done a little bit of like low dose stuff.
Hmm.
Biocide and liquid is usually my
My favorite
go-to.
stuff.
It's just easy with kids,
Hmm.
and you could formulate your own tincture, but again, it's like picking and choosing what's going to help and what isn't. So,
Hmm.
but that's usually where I start, and then I'll do a little bit of GI repair
Hmm.
products, just super low dose,
Hmm.
and then probiotics.
Yeah, so you're
Simple.
following whoever you're, it's the 4R, 5R, 6R,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, like 5R junior,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so a little
light.
less aggressive than
Yeah.
what we would do with our adult patients.
So may or may not have a antimicrobial moment,
Right.
replacing beneficial bacteria or
Yep.
using some, how about like a sac? Do you use sac in kids? Sac
Um,
Boulardi?
big time.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too.
It's safe and
Yep.
motility too.
Can help with
And
motility
sometimes I'll stack it with magnesium.
and calming that inflammatory
Yeah.
response, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then vitamin D,
Yes.
sometimes just healthy fats and fish oil
I
too.
feel
So
like overlooked for leaky gut.
yeah,
Vitamin D and fish
and
oil.
that's easy for kids. And
Mm-hmm.
then even with kids who can chew, like they make some cool gummies now too that are
Nordic
great.
Naturals.
Mhm.
And then the Barleans you put me on.
Yeah,
Stuff is great.
it tastes really. It's like
It
dessert.
does. It's amazing.
What's your favorite flavor?
Key lime.
Yeah, that's.
Obviously.
I
That's
like the
the only
orange too.
one.
I like the orange too.
Orange is
They're both.
okay.
Yeah, the key lime's where it's at.
Or like the mango one we've had.
I haven't tried that yet.
Yeah, we've had it here.
I love mango, so
Mm-hmm.
I gotta
Us
try that.
too. All right. So doing a lot of gut restoration work,
Yeah.
maybe removing some food sensitivities while we do that healing and sealing.
Yep.
And then food as medicine, of course. Hook
Yep.
them up with our nutritionist Rebecca to help with that process.
Always.
It can be
And then
really difficult, but we try to make it easy.
usually I'll go environmental
After, if we're
after.
stuck. Yeah, me
Right.
too.
Right. Because I
There's
try not to
always
do
going to be
everything all at
molds.
once,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like chipping away and seeing again, tracking things.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, there's always going to be triggers in the environment, right? So,
yeah, we live in a toxic world.
yeah,
There's no like
like,
way to go around.
let's
Yeah.
be real about it.
Right. But it's also like we don't can't live in a bubble,
Right.
but it's like just fixing what you can that could be contributing to things.
Mm-hmm.
I think about your liver as a bucket. It's like how full is that bucket? If it's overflowing, you're gonna have symptoms. So, um, all the environmental things, mold, solvents, all the chemicals and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Scents, candles, plugins, like all the stuff it all adds up.
It really
So
does.
detergents, since we're doing like 50 loads of laundry a day,
Mm-hmm.
new parents, right? So it's like,
Yeah.
um, I've been using a lot of like environmental working group resources, Skin
Mm-hmm.
Deep,
Mm-hmm.
to really
Same.
look up just EWG verified products. We like Branch Basics a lot, um, but it all matters.
It really
Even
does.
for kids or no, like even for
Yeah.
fertility goals,
Yeah.
which is maybe
Whole
another day.
nother whole nother conversation.
But like
It's true though, it
cleaning it
all
up,
adds up, and what you
yeah,
can do, even if it's like small efforts
small,
here and there,
yeah,
can make a difference.
water.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a fair amount of well water in CT, if I'm
Yeah,
not
we have well
mistaken.
now.
Yeah, so like
Mm-hmm.
getting that tested and just checking.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's mostly clean, depending on
Yeah.
mold or like I don't know. I don't know much about well water, but I know it's good to test it
All
every
I
now and then.
know is that my hair doesn't love it, and we're actively assessing the problem.
Okay.
Just feels like there's a lot of, it's hard
Yeah.
minerals, I guess,
Yeah. So you
which
could
I
do like a
think
water
can be,
softener,
yeah.
and then I've been using Jolie a lot. You know them?
Oh, that's interesting. I need to do that. I need to invest. I don't know how
I think
pricey
I
it
saw them
is,
at
but
Target now, but it's just those of you who don't know, it's a shower filter,
mm-hmm.
water filter for your skin
Yeah.
for eczema.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so I'll do that sometimes with kids. It's just like
That's so true.
water filter.
Mm-hmm. Throw it on. Worth
Oatmeal
it.
baths, old school, colloidal
Mm-hmm.
oatmeal baths.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I'll do Epsom salt too, high dose, if they're constipated because they absorb like a decent amount of mag.
That's a good idea. Or you could do
Yeah.
on the feet.
Yeah. Yep. The lotion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
There's a lot of
motility,
goodies.
though, I know we already talked about this, but just to really bring the point home is kind of step one, right? Of getting
Step
things
one.
kind of moving.
Step one. Even
Yeah.
if let's say you do no labs,
Yeah.
I'm always going to give something for motility if needed.
Mm-hmm.
A probiotic, just simple
Yeah.
food. So like if people don't do labs, it's okay.
Yeah.
We work with people's budgets
Yeah.
and just chipping away at stuff and assessing.
Yeah. So I would say like motility and then something for gut lining.
Mm-hmm.
2 major steps.
Yep.
But if there's overgrowth of bacteria, then that would be
then testing. Then I would
something that we'd
test.
want to test for.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
'Cause we
maybe you
don't-
do those 2 things, and if you're not getting better, then you can
So we
circle
don't know
back
if
and
we're like.
test.
Sometimes we don't know what we're treating,
Mm-hmm.
so that's why I like to test and not guess.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just a
Strep,
good guide.
staph, I
Yep.
would say we see a lot,
Yep.
right?
Yeast,
Yeast.
candida,
Mm-hmm.
other strains of yeast, and then less so viral stuff I see. Maybe some worms in kids and
Yeah.
like,
Parasites.
parasites nowadays, right? But like
Hard to pick up on though.
yeah, but mostly bacteria.
Sometimes too, it's not necessarily an overgrowth. It's their microbiome's immature, right? So they just
Right.
don't have enough beneficial
Yeah.
guys
Yeah.
around. So
Yeah.
having the test is definitely ideal. All right. Can I talk to you about myths and misconceptions?
Let's do it.
Okay. I think you might
Curious
have
what you're
kind
gonna
of
say.
touched on some of this. How about what's the biggest misconception you hear from parents?
Uh,
I feel like what I
I
think
feel like
of is like the TikTok. Sometimes that's hard to move through with a visit. There's just a lot of information now, and
Yeah.
some of it is.
yeah,
But go with what you were gonna say.
the biggest myth of or misconception of
You hear from parents.
that I would say like one of the bigger ones is like I have to have a natural birth.
Fair.
I have to breastfeed.
Yeah.
Like I have to do this. Like you don't have to do anything. Do what's best for you, and
Yeah.
it's gonna be okay.
Yeah. It's gonna be great. I don't love that either. Like the natural birth quote. It's like birth is natural in general, like whichever
Yeah.
path that you take, right?
There's
Whether
so many
it's
factors.
a C-section or vaginal, it's all natural experience.
Yeah. Everybody's different.
Everybody's different.
That's what I've learned in the whole process. Like
Yeah.
that's what we've been preaching with all our patients.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, it's like just do what you need to do, and you're gonna have a healthy baby
Mm-hmm.
regardless with our toolkits. Like,
We can help you wherever you're at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was my
biggest misconception.
Mhm.
What about, you might have touched on this too, is there something parents often overcomplicate? Maybe it's around the feeding conversation. It's
Yeah.
like putting pressure on one way or the other.
right. I think that's a big one is the feeding.
Yeah.
The milk's a different story because like that's their food.
Yeah.
Do however much you need, however much, often that they require.
Yeah.
But it's like you don't have to do this one way or the highway. You don't have to intro all the allergens ASAP.
Mm-hmm.
Just go with what they're telling you too.
Mm-hmm.
So like one at a time. I like low and slow all the time. That's what I tell patients is like just go one at a time, give it 3 days,
Mm-hmm.
and then just keep it rolling. But it's exciting. It's an exciting time, so you just want to like give them everything at once. But
Yeah,
it's
like see how they do, see how they like it, you mean?
yeah, but it's also could be a problem for their immune system, and that's when things arise. So it's like just
Mhm.
going low and slow.
Okay. What's one thing parents don't need to feel guilty about?
So that's a really good question.
I know.
would-
I feel like it all kind of speaks to the conversation around feeding again.
Yeah. And then like don't feel guilty. This might be me, but like don't feel guilty saying no to friends or family,
Mm-hmm.
which I thought because I always try to like do everything all the time and
Mm-hmm.
people please sometimes. It's just like do what's best for you and your family,
Mm-hmm.
and like you gotta focus on what's on your plate right now. So that was a big wake up call because like I was like, yeah, maybe we'll travel with him more and all this stuff, but it's like nope, he's on a schedule and like
Mhm.
we gotta sacrifice that, and
Mm-hmm.
now he's flown twice, which has been great. He was a good flyer so far.
He made it.
But I think the 2 hour flight is our max, 2.5 hours, because any much longer, I think he would go nuts on the plane. So
Yeah.
with how old he is now, but it's okay to say no, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. It's hard though. It really
it's
is hard.
And it's like especially if you have like people who want to see him or play with them or
Yeah.
just or help too. Actually, we all said no to help, but I'm like,
Yeah.
I gotta
Come on
keep
over.
saying, say yes to more help, because it
Mm-hmm.
does take a village, and I'm learning that,
It does.
and it's nice to have that village. And if you don't, it's okay to hire help.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we did, and it's been amazing. So
Mm-hmm.
part time, but like it's been great. So
Yeah.
just any break is a good break.
Yeah.
So that's what I've learned, is to just try to self care the best you can through the process, which is what I'm learning, of like trying to give my wife a break when she can.
Mm-hmm.
Even during my work day, it's just like being remote right now with you. It's nice, so I can kind of see him in between. So
So
it's
nice.
been
Even
cool.
like the 10, 15 minutes in between, if you can,
Yeah,
just to have your presence around probably helps her so much.
5 minutes
Yeah.
of me time means a lot, a
Yeah.
lot more to us now than
Yeah.
before. So it's really eye opening.
When Brian works from home, though, I feel like I always get mad at him because I'm like, what are you doing downstairs? Like, not getting my water or like making me lunch or something. And
Yeah,
he's like, I'm at work. I'm
yeah.
like, no, you're home. I'm working too.
I think it's just finding your flow,
Yeah.
and the routine. The routine's important. It's what I'm learning.
It is
So
so important. Routine is therapeutic.
yeah, yeah.
It really is. Something
But I
that I
think we
miss when
learned that
I.
more with our son, at least, is he
Mm-hmm.
needs it. He needs the structure. Otherwise, we get chaos.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
What does that look like? Like harder times with naps and bedtimes
yeah,
or
yeah. He's at 2 naps a day now,
okay.
and he's pretty clockwork even with travel, and just he's still on the same schedule, and it's been great.
Good.
Yesterday was tough because we were out, and he took half the time of naps he should, and so it was a little chaotic. But he took a third nap, and it worked out.
Good.
So it's just
So you try to stay on
adjusting.
schedule, but
Yeah,
be a little bit of
yeah.
flex when you can.
But again, like what I'm learning is like every baby is so different
Mm-hmm.
that there's really no like one size fits all at all.
No.
So
That's why
like
working
not
with
every baby
somebody.
needs to be sleep trained or on a schedule.
Mm-hmm.
I envy sometimes, but it's like I love what we're doing and what works for him. So
Yeah. Sounds like he's doing well. He's thriving.
he's fun.
All
We're having a great time.
right, last card here. What excites you the most about the future of functional medicine with kids at Holistic?
Um, just the fact that we're gonna keep helping kids, and
I
they're
know,
gonna
see
keep getting
more and more
better and
kids.
thriving.
I feel like this last year, so many more families joined the practice, the membership,
Yeah,
whether it's, mom or dad, and then the
yeah.
kids come or the opposite. But
Maybe because we're new parents, but it just seems like there's another baby boom for some
yeah,
reason. It's
I
just
know.
like it's great, and it's like we're learning. I'm learning new stuff every day now, and it's just
Hmm.
I love to share it with patients and their kids.
Yeah.
It's been awesome. But it's exciting to kind of help, the state of Connecticut and everywhere else we're licensed, just to really
Hmm.
keep fostering, health, because it really does prime them for the rest of their life.
Oh my God,
I
yeah.
think about it like
Yeah.
I think about my own health. It's like I was pretty sick when I was little,
Mhm.
and like I was more prone to skin issues, allergies into my teens and 20s, and but like if there's some of this stuff I could have done when I was little, it's like it would have changed a lot for
So
me, I think.
much.
So not blaming my parents for anything,
I
but
know, it's
just
easy to
like
think
yeah,
like that. Hindsight is
right,
always.
right. But now having the knowledge we do and kind of the
Hmm.
system we're in, it's nice to be able to share with other families.
This is going to help so many parents. Just hearing that there's, other options for them. And,
Hmm.
it's kind of a lot to digest at once when
Yeah,
we're talking about, gut stuff and food sensitivities, environmental stuff. But finding a really good provider to help
right.
navigate those conversations or help you to navigate those conversations can be really meaningful.
Yep. We got
And
a
like
great
you
team.
said, can set them up for like a lifetime of wellness
Just sets
potentially.
them up.
Yeah.
Yeah, for whatever. So yeah.
Did it. Crushed it. That was so good.